YouTube, what's good? It's your boy. I'm back again. Got a little comparison vid this time. Going to be doing a comparison vid with the retro Big Hurts. Y'all don't know what these are, and these are a highly sought after, highly anticipated release. It was supposed to drop in May, but with some legal issues from Frank Thomas. These from what they're saying, these will not release in May in the US due to he did not want these re-released without his approval, and Reebok already had scheduled releases for these overseas. You got these are the originals. I'm going to drop this and just kind of do a comparison side by side of what the OGs versus the retros look like as far as materials, the basis of the shoe, give you a little backstory behind the shoe overall. So stick around and we'll get into this. Alright, looking at the overall shoe when I first got it, and I got these from Sneakers and Stuff overseas, and like I was saying, originally these were supposed to drop in the end of May, 1st of June of this year. I read a story last week where it was on the sneaker blogs where Frank Thomas was actually going to sue Reebok if these were released again, and from what the blog said and reading some other things, Reebok actually canceled the release of these in the United States. Well, I found these on Sneakers and Stuff out of Europe and was trying to hold off until June to get them, but then I read that story and I was like, well shit, if these aren't going to drop, I might as well go scoop them up. I ended up getting these for, I think they came to 105 shipped. I got them in 5 days, so from Sweden to here in 5 days, that's a pretty good time. And a big shout out to the people at Sneakers and Stuff. Great service, a great product overall. Looking at this shoe, it's pretty spot on. The materials are not bad. The leather is not quite the same quality as the OGs, but again, you know, with time, you know, shoes have kind of, the quality's gone down in some brands, in some way, shape, or form. It always happens, especially with the, you know, just the times we're in, fast production, wanting to get stuff out. The quality of the shoe does not compare to what they originally did, well, you know, back in the day when they originally released. But looking at the shoes, they're definitely one telling feature that I can say that from the OGs to the retros is, you guys got to remember, these were originally a baseball cleat that Frank Thomas wore, and they were turned into a sneaker. So I had these, the baseball cleats, actually when I played ball back in high school, and the OGs, these actually feel more like a baseball cleat than a regular like basketball type sneaker, whereas the retros to me have more of a basketball feel to them now, just the way they're kind of constructed and how they fit my foot, and the overall feel of the shoe on my foot, whereas these are a little bit bulkier. The tongues are much different. The tongues actually remind me more of a baseball cleat style tongue, a little bit bigger, a little more padding, made to perform on you know, on the field. So we're gonna go side by side around the shoe and go from there. Alright, so here's the frontal view of the shoes. You got the retro obviously on the left, OG on the right. One telling sign, the laces, I don't know if these were original when I picked these up, because I got these actually hunting on eBay for an OG pair of these, and I found them. Now remember, guys and ladies, that this pair is about 18 years old, still rockable. I've worn them multiple times, but you can see, you know, they need some love. You know, I may restore them, I may keep them like this. They're actually probably going to end up in a case. Wear them occasionally, but I will tell you that looking at them from the front, one tall tale sign, like I said, the tongue, Tongue on the OG is set much higher, more defined, whereas the retro is a little lower, not quite as defined. Obviously, no one's playing baseball on these like these were intended to, the originals. You can see the difference right there. Additionally, the tongue, you had the perforated black. It went almost all the way up, whereas this stops. You can see about halfway up the tongue. Reebok emblem's pretty close. Almost pretty spot on. A little bit different. The vector's a little smaller on this one. On this one it's pretty pronounced. But again, you're looking at 18 years ago versus now, and the quality difference. One other thing that caught my eye on these is look at the height of the shoe. The retro sits about a good, I'd say a good inch higher. So that's what makes me feel like these feel more like a basketball shoe, or you know, just a not made to be you know, trained in or anything like this, where these are cut a little lower and have a little bit more sport feel to them. But you know, originally, again, these were made for the baseball diamond and not just for style. So looking at the side of the shoe, not a whole lot different from the original to the retro. They stayed pretty true with the color scheme, how it was laid out. The hexalite, you still got your hexalite box, hexalite there. Vectors on the side, pretty on point. Not a whole lot of difference there. Perforations are a little bit different, but overall, that's one thing I like about Reebok, is they stay true to the form of the shoe originally. You know, a little bit of difference. You know, if you look at the Kamikazes that just released versus the OGs, a little bit of change variation, but not a whole lot. But I mean, you really can't do a whole lot with a white and black shoe. So not bad at all. Again, looking at the side, kind of get that view. The tongues, again, you can see how much higher the OG tongue is versus the retro tongue. Again, the retros came with the white laces. Not sure, I can't remember if these were original black laces for the shoe or not. I think they were, but again, you know, toe box, retro versus the OG, pretty on point. So not bad at all. Pleasantly pleased with the fact that they did stay pretty true to the original. And you know, when they brought these out, they're still pretty much just like the OGs, except for that tongue. That tongue, just, that's anything that's really getting me on these. You really got to pull them up to get that tongue feel on them. So, looking at the back of the shoes, again, you've got the, excuse me, I had to put a Reebok pump insole on these. These didn't have insoles when I got them. The OGs and the original, or in the retros, both had the Big Hurt insoles in them when they originally released. Look at the back. You guys can see pretty spot on. Not a whole lot of variation in them. The cut here on the retro is a little wider than the cut on the originals. You see that? Lower part of the shoe, still pretty spot on. So, not bad. The medial interior side of the shoe. This is the OG. This is the retro. You can see a little difference in the cut and the design. The base of the OG is a little bit wider as compared, when I mean wider, it's cut deep down here on the bottom on the original as it is on the OG, or on the retro, I'm sorry. You can see it's cut a little deeper. Again, it gives it more of a feel like a basketball shoe than a true baseball style cleat. So really that's the only difference on the inside. Again, midsole all looks pretty good overall. You got to remember this one's 18 years old and has been blistered. I have done a lot of work to bring this back to what it is. I'm still gonna do some more work to these, but you can see the difference. The cut on the bottom. Again, you got your original here, retro here, hexalite, red and red. Now, these have faded out over time, have been worn pretty hard, so but still pretty close to what the original was. Not bad, not bad. Take away the years of wear and these match up pretty good. You still got your 3 points right here. Grips a little worn down. Non-marking outsole, that's what it says there. Same thing there. Bottom's not bad, like I said. Pretty true to the original. Over again. Take a look again. This is the outer portion of the shoe, looking at them from here. And you got the top. The tongue is really the biggest point of contention for me, that really makes them stand out and look like there's something you know, a little different about them. The height of the shoe, a little bit taller. What I was talking about on the cut of the shoe is, and it's going to be kind of hard to, if you look at how this shoe is cut here, you see how it kind of has a gradual cut in, whereas this one is much more, you see that? It's a sharper, I don't know, climb cut in to the bottom of the shoe. Again, arch is a little bit different than this one as opposed to the OG. I'm trying to get it so you can kind of see, but that is another difference. This part right through here is cut deeper on the retro than on the original. Now that may be with wear, and it's flattened out and it's been compressed and decompressed from walking in it and running in it and whatever, but those are really it, guys. Overall, not a bad shoe. Very glad to have them. I can, you know, set these out, admire them, beat these some bitches to death here, and you know, appreciate that I have the original. Appreciate that I have, you know, this retro. 18 years, man. 18 years. So, you know, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Good cop, not. You think they'll release? You think they'll get past this lawsuit bullshit? Let me know. And leave your comments. Rate it. You know, if you aren't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. I will do more vids. I've just been real busy. Looking at a job. I might be relocating here in the next month or so to a new state. So I'm not sure yet. But for now, you know what it is. It's your boy, Brad MI1234. And I'll get at you. Everybody be good. Peace.